Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the hallowed grounds of JFK Memorial Coliseum in Manchester, New Hampshire. This is Rich McDonough from Manchester Public Television. We're happy to bring you more NHIAA Division I hockey. Unlike last week, we have a doubleheader, and I'm with my buddies and my booth mates, Braden Lebelzik and Kyle Heavey, who produces everything for us. Boys, we got an interesting first game up here in the first of two. What do you think, Bells?
Man, Rich, I think this is going to be a great game here. Obviously, the battle of the border, I would say, between these two Manchester teams. And, yeah, I think we're in for a good one today.
Yeah, Manchester Kings come in at 7-7 overall, 6-6. They're 7th in the D1 standings, and now they're at 10th in the Hockey Night in Boston poll, whereas the Trinity Pioneers looking strong, 10-3-1, 8-2-1, second in the standings and the poll. Kyle Heavey, we saw them win an epic OT comeback last week when we did our triple header. What do you think today?
Yeah, certainly is going to be a fun day with having to see a lot of these same teams from last week. We saw Trinity with that big win versus Hanover. We saw Manchester with a tough defeat to Bishop Gurdon. And then the girls' game will be a rematch, Bedford versus Manchester. But we're off and running, and we'll see what Trinity and Manchester can do in this boys hockey matchup.
All right, up front are Sloper, Nasur, and McLaughlin. And on the fence line is Adams and Canton for the Kings. Lucier, I'll tell you, that's one hard skating pair of fellas. And Siskovich up front for the Pioneers, and DeFritas and O'Connor. The last week, Bells, we saw the Lucier brothers skate like they were on fire. I expect nothing less tonight.
Yeah, same here, Rich. Obviously, the Trinity Pioneers, they beat the Pickerton Astros 5-3 on Monday at the Delta Dental Arena, and the Luciers, they combined for 3 goals against the Astros.
Well, they were skating lights out last night, making every play, both ends of the ice, and I think they were the difference makers in that wild game we got to call. Hey, you're a Trinity Pioneer alum. Underneath it all, you're rooting for them. That's okay, but we're neutral in the booth, right?
Yeah, of course.
There
Rich,
we go.
Course.
All right, first drop of the day comes to Roberge, is right. 15 minutes in high school hockey periods here. And last week we were talking about before the game, it was sub-zero inside here, almost spring-like today, eh, Bells?
Yeah, definitely a little bit warmer. Walking around campus has been getting much better, I can tell you that, Rich.
I did a doubleheader men's and women's basketball at St. Anselm the other day, and I was thinking about you because I saw so many unshoveled spots, but great afternoon.
Yeah, I was working the 2 hockey games that day, Rich, so I wasn't around for the basketball games, unfortunately.
Oh, they were lights-out basketball games. Oh, big, almost a costly turnover right there. Hurley was able to pick that up. Rolls around the dasher board and back down through both zones. Trinity trying to take control. Good checking right there, courtesy of Tessier. I love the way Tessier skates, eh?
Yeah, Tessier's a great player for the Manchester Kings.
All right, one of those difference makers. That was deflected on the way in. Almost able to corral it right there with Centorino, who also played a terrific game last night. Up into the stands. We see somebody almost make a beautiful save over there, Bells. You had to like that form.
Oh, yeah.
All right, our refs today are Jason Gavin and Eric Sandstrom. They're out there. I wonder if they'll do double duty.
2 guys that we have not seen all season long as we're halfway through this Division I season here, and kind of cool to see some new referees.
Absolutely. if they do double duty, we'll see them both games. They look like they're pretty salty, so I think they're probably pretty experienced. All right. A minute 50 gone already, 13-10 remaining. That's a pretty good feed from behind. Unable to corral that one there was Zico. And this one rolls around and down. And Canton's there to collect for the moment. But it finds its way back to Therian. And now out of the zone.
Coach Jeremy Baker from Manchester calling for a change and does get it, but it avoids being an icing somehow.
Teams look like they're feeling each other out just a bit. I mean, they know each other pretty well, Bells, right? I mean, you were in the system.
Yeah, obviously with these two guys practicing after one another almost every day, so I think you got to know these guys pretty well.
Sure, and getting in the starting cage, we're used to seeing Joe Ronzello. Michael Gantner's in there. We saw him come in relief last week, Bells, for Ronzello, who had, I wouldn't put that start on him, but sometimes it's not your night, and Gantner was terrific in relief.
Yeah, Gantner looked like a brick wall against Hanover.
And one of the reasons they were able to come back, he was stout between the pipes. All right, 12:25 remaining in the first. Goose eggs on the scoreboard here. The fast skating, always fast skating, Siskovic. Able to corral. That one goes top and goes by Roberge and to the corner, corralled and collected there by Ty Adams. He dishes it off to the Valakanis. I love this kid's game. He wears number 17. He's headed right at us. He's always around the puck. He's kind of like Nasura in that regard. Ooh, close one right there for DeFreitas. Camped out, and that one goes by.
Great chance there by Trinity for sure, as they have been really good about making Manchester make mistakes. And for the first 3 minutes and 8 seconds, Trinity has really held the possession, probably 85-15, I would say.
All right, going to the dot right in front of us is another Lucier. Able to win that draw, and Roberge has to clamp that one down at 11:49. Skating away with his McLaughlin. Pokes it out into the zone, neutral zone. Had a look at it briefly right there with Sloper. He's been playing lights out hockey lately. And steaming up the ice comes Tristan Lucier. He can't hang on to it. Sloper dishes over through. Good poke through by Lebelzik. Familiar name in your household. Wearing number 3 over there, fast skating. He poked that one loose, had a chance at it. But the pressure, they're keeping the pressure on, Bells.
Yeah, obviously taking the puck away from Johnny Nasora, another one of these Manchester Kings that's a great player, Rich. We obviously haven't mentioned his name yet, but yeah, that was a great takeaway there from Lebelzik.
Yep. This one squirts, almost wants to get out. Now it does get out of the zone and through the neutral. And home to corral it is Benkin. He's been playing real well lately. I'm lucky I get to see these guys regularly because you see how their game's evolving, how they're contributing week to week. And wow, that's a good cross-ice pass. Unable to connect right there was Centorino, another real good skater. This one goes back and through the zone and then chipped in deep.
Yeah, I'm curious if Benkin is still on that little bit of a rush that he had from last week's game winner versus Hanover. Obviously helped that the team won again on Monday. And that was a remake from the Friday where the power went out in the Tri-Town Arena and they had to cancel that game.
I did not realize that. I missed out on that news. But in between, they had a 3-3 tie with Bedford, which kind of raised some eyebrows. Don't you agree, Bells?
Yeah, obviously I wasn't there for the game,
Right.
Rich, but yeah, I was very shocked when I heard the news.
But that's why we play the game. Anybody can tag it up any night, and that's why everybody is jockeying for position in the standings as we get on toward tournament time toward the end of February. Can't believe we're in February now. Ooh, that one ricocheted off the boot of Ty Adams into the corner. Oh, that's a good look at it in front. Good sweep and clear out right there by Valkanis. Boy, Trinity keeping a lot of pucks in the zone. That gets excruciating on D, doesn't it, Bells?
Yeah, especially Rich, especially when it's like that. I mean, that was a great dump in there by Sorois because now they get a face-off in the Kings zone.
Yep. And Roberge is a terrific goaltender in his own right. And my guess is, and I don't know if you share this as a fellow goalie, he's going to have to do a lot of work tonight, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of saw that with BG, Rich. Obviously took a ton of shots in those first 2 periods.
Yeah.
Before Aaron Bird, the other goalie for the Kings, ended up coming in. But, yeah, I think he saw at least over 30 shots in that game just through 2 periods.
The BG has asserted itself in recent days and has climbed themselves up the ladder. They're sitting in 4th place now after kind of a rough start. I mean, you can't say rough start because they were all, they had a lights-out team. They lost that epic 4 overtime championship game to undefeated Concord, but they had a lot of graduation, and you got to figure it yourselves out all over again. Gary Bishop clearly is an excellent coach.
Yeah, we'll see what happens tonight, Rich, with the BG Cardinals because they do play the Concord Crimson Tide tonight. So that'll be very interesting to see what happens tonight.
They've already played each other once this year with Concord winning 5-3. So
our man Ken Kale will be on the call on that one. 8:38, still zeros on the scoreboard here at JFK. And the sun starting to pour through those western windows right there. There's a big look at it right there. Unable to connect was Tessier. Always dangerous, number 10. And speaking of dangerous, here comes Lucier. He wraps around the goal, hangs on to the puck, goes to corner right there and corralled by Siskovic.
Yeah, I was surprised that Frank did not get the start tonight, but we're going really speed for speed, and Frank Tessier versus Tristan Lucier is going to be a fun battle here to watch who will get more points and who will help their team to victory.
Yeah, that had fun written all over it. 2 real fast skaters, talented hockey players. Everybody's got a tag up for the Kings right there, wearing their unusual grays. Frequently you see them wearing the Vegas gold. I think these look real nice.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too, Rich, actually.
Yeah, man.
I really like these jerseys.
Nothing so epic as the Christmas uniforms for Trinity, though, with the Santa Claus outfit and belt.
You'll never beat those.
I love that they included the belt, too. Hilarious. All right, 7:20 remaining here in our first. No score. Not a whole lot of challenges so far, even though Trinity has maintained a lot more TOP, time of possession. And Bells, you said your hunch was we were in for a closer game than maybe a lot of people were putting it on paper.
Yeah, I think that this Manchester Kings team can kind of be underrated in certain ways, which, I mean, obviously their record kind of shows that with them being 6-6 in Division I play so far.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know. I just kind of have a gut feeling about it.
Well, the good thing is, I mean, here we go, turnover in the zone. That one goes down the slot and it deflects off of Valakanas, who has to fight for it. Now it's up to half wall and through. But, that's a good save by Gantner right there. Speeding away from it was Gentes. Well, I got that wrong. Excuse me, that was Cade Tripp. How can I diss a Tripp family member?
You're going to be tripped up now for the rest of the game. The curse could be put on you here.
Steve, my apologies. But it's
scoreless here for the first almost 10 minutes, and kind of a surprise.
Yeah, a little bit.
Bells, you might be onto something here.
But I was about to say they're in their 4th year of co-op hockey, right? Eventually the team and the coaches find a rhythm. Whoa, and maybe even a chemistry together. There's a big windup and another Gantner kick out. Big shot right there by Canton. But after a while, the team finds itself, right? Year to year. It's tough to get out of the gates, but it's maturing. Wouldn't you say that, Bells?
Yeah, it's kind of like a college football program in a way here, Rich. Obviously, the first few years, you're kind of at the bottom of the barrel, but you work your way up.
Excellent. And Coach Baker knows his stuff. 5:52, here comes, I think that's our first face-off down in the Trinity defensive zone. Do we think that, or was there another one?
I think this might have been the first.
Yeah, there we
it's
go.
Certainly an interesting icing, and Ganter really hasn't had to cover too much up.
Either that or I'm losing my marbles, or it could be both. All right, Trinity gets the better of that one. Gets it outside. Big hit coming. Wow. Taking a hard hit right there was Buckley. He gets up none the worse for the weather. Collects his twig and back down. 5:20 remaining in the scoreless first period here at JFK.
Close to an offsides there.
I thought it was coming. Smooth skating there by Canton. Nice pass. Good checking. Very good checking by Buckley. Getting the wrap was Canton, forced off his line right there, and a shot in tight. And the net's off its mooring, so we'll see another drop at 4:58. Bells, 0-0, but not an unexciting start.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of been back and forth in
good
some ways.
hockey.
Yeah. I do want to give Garner his credit, though. He's had great rebound control through the first period.
You go ahead. That's Braden Lebelzik, excellent goalie in his own right. Had that T on his shirt for years here at JFK. Well, that's a good little wrist right there from the wing.
Yeah, Frank Tessier is, I mean, you know how it is, Bells. It's just sometimes pucks find a way past you and into goals. And that's exactly what wasn't the highest quality shot, but at the same time, you never know what might happen, and why not give Ganter a little bit of a hard time there.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, obviously, shots from that low by the goal line are difficult. Obviously, the goalie's got to hug his post tight as he can. You never know. Sometimes they squeak by.
Get it to the crease and good things happen. Oh, speaking of which, and there it is right there. Did Roberge come up with that?
What a save.
Wow. Carried with some speed by Lucier, and then his brother is there for cleanup crew, and the sprawling Roberge made himself. That was a highlight save right there, Bells.
Oh my goodness, I cannot believe that Roberge saved that. Wow.
Well, sometimes you got to be that guy. You heard me say that we're both goalies. I was a lacrosse goalie, and holy cow, that one zips over Roberge's head. But there are a lot of similar mechanics, Bells.
Yeah, I'd say so, Rich. I'm just still in shock that Roberge made that save. That was an incredible save. That might have been the save of the week.
Well, we saw one last week from JoJo out of Hanover, who had himself. JoJo Drent had himself a heck of a day, and he made that lights-out Braden Holtby quality save. So we've been treated to some real good goaltending here, including Loya, who's coming up in Game 2 for her Queens team. She had a lights-out game last week. Lopsided defeat, but she made herself some serious saves. All right, back into the neutral zone we go. Everybody's tagging up for Trinity. Good, fast skating right there by DeFreitas to get top side.
Ice Monster kind of came out and took a forward out for the Kings.
All right, Marr tries the center. Can't find the tape of Hurley, who was waiting on the slot. Good speed, as always, by Nasura, but broken up on the way in. Good job by Trinity to get up top and poke that baby away. And now the ever-speedy Hurley is on the job. And now we're in the corner, and we got a whistle at the 3:02 mark.
Yeah, the net just came off the moorings a little bit, and the referee saw it. Stoppage in play with, again, just 3 minutes to go in a scoreless game, and special to see what's going on here for both teams trying to take the lead.
All right, Hurley knots it up against Tessier. A couple of tens. Tessier's got it now. Great skater. Big wrist and blocked away. Wow, that was a pretty darn good eat there by Dylan Benkin as he went down to the ice. He's feeling it a little bit there, Bells.
Yeah, obviously the puck went flying and hit the wrong net. Well, yeah, that was a great block there by Benkin.
Taking one for the team, 2:50 on the clock as we get the drop to the right of Gantner. And Tessier skates into the corner. The checks are on, and he dumps it around, rattles around the dasher, and picked up for the moment right there by Boylan.
And
whoa,
ice monsters are in full force right now.
Camelot's really doing a number to both these teams.
Finally, the last guy able to pick it up was DeSisto. He rattles around at home. He's got it back. Uh-oh. Interception loose here. Good play right there. Whoa, that one almost squirts in. And that one rang iron. I think, Bells, right?
Yeah, I think so. That was a great block there by the defenseman, Tyler Canton.
Frank coming around.
Boy, that's good skating right there. Net was off. They're waving that one off. The net was off the moorings, and he went 5-hole, couldn't get that one through. And Tessier is none too pleased down there, coming to the bench with some choice words.
Rightfully so. I mean, he did all that he could. It wasn't his fault that the net came off the moorings. It was the goalie's fault, who didn't save his shot.
It was the moorings' fault. Nonetheless, it's a $1.54 remaining on the clock as you hear GNR in the background. The drop comes. Kings won it for the moment. Now it's up stuck by the half wall right there. Giving battle right there is Siskovic. Oh, look at that little backhand effort. Wow. Sloper, think that was creative right there by Sloper as he was getting some hard pressure. And here comes the chase. Back up, half wall, just deflected in, top of the slot. Here comes Lucier. Thing that trickles north and outside the zone, so everybody's got to tag up. $1.16 on the clock. Scoreless first period, but highly active. All right, got a chance. Mini 2-on-1. Closed out from behind. Good skating speed by Boylan. All right, here comes Tripp. He had a look at it for the moment, but good closed out D. Top side. Woo, that one deflected off and went wide. 48 seconds left on the clock here in the first. And we got offsides.
Oh, Cade and Frank were just a little bit not on the same page there.
They had a look at it, and I think they're having a discussion about what went wrong right there. 43 ticks remaining, and the drop will come right outside the Trinity zone. Nearest our camera, manned by Kyle Heavey. Got my man Braden Lebelsic to my right. I'm Rich McDonough. Always happy to be with you and bringing you some good hockey action from JFK. That one touched into the zone. What's a Robert? She's got to get the squeeze as the hard-charging Maher was closing in. Maher has some hockey DNA in the family. I believe his father's reffing.
Not today, but yeah,
Not
he did
today.
do 2 games last week, and he's probably here in the crowd.
Yeah, he got his steps in last week.
Rich, correct me if I'm wrong, but I have a feeling that we haven't seen Max Bolio at all this period.
Boyle?
No, Max Bolio
Oh.
for Trinity, number 28.
Oh, no, I don't think so. No.
Yeah, I'm just noticing that now, Rich, because obviously right now it looks like Tristan Lucier's out there with the Senorino and Hurley
Yeah,
line.
is he even on the bench?
I think so. It looks like he's doing the door for the Pioneers right now.
Okay. Maybe we can get an alumni story on that one between periods. Well, lots of busyness, lots of activity. Back and forth we go. Trinity had a lot of time of possession in our first period, and no score. Kind of a surprise, but Braden Lebelsic, with that kind of premonition, let's go to Vegas and throw down some money.
Yeah, the Super Bowl's this weekend, Rich. Let's do it.
All right, Rich McDonough here, Manchester Public Television with my man Braden Lebelsic and Kyle Heavey. The first of 3 is done and in the books. They're going to put a fresh sheet of ice down for us, and we'll be back on the backside. Glad you joined us, everybody. We'll see you soon. And welcome back, hockey fans, to JFK Memorial Coliseum in Manchester. Sunny, warm, spring-like day at 30 degrees here. Rich McDonough, Kyle Heavey, Braden Lebelsic up in the booth. We had a 0-0 first frame there, Bells, and your hunch was right. 12 shots, 8 shots. Goalies did well, right?
Yeah, obviously for those saves, Roberge with 12 and Gantner with 8. So yeah, all-around good goalie period.
Good goalie period. Time possession battle looked like it favored Trinity for the most part, especially in the first half of that period. Kyle Heavey kind of balanced itself out in the second half of first period, didn't it?
It really did. I mean, big hit right there to start things out.
And that ice monster is alive and well right between the Blues.
Yeah, Camelot is very strong today. He apparently has got some rest here, and there was a little bit of a issue here the other night with Brady Soroy had gotten 4-minute penalty. He was kind of got called for a roughing, and then said something to the referee, got another 4 minutes, and then Max Bolio got a 2-minute penalty in the overtime. So that's where, actually, I think it was the Bedford game I'm talking about that tied, and that's why they weren't able to pull out that victory. So kind of some team dysfunction here, not really too major, but Coach Cadell has got to make everyone know that you don't get a pass even though you might have a lot of goals.
Yeah, I coach forever, and I understand the logic, the mentality, if you will. Bells, what does that do to your team chemistry?
Well, I would say that from a coaching standpoint, it definitely disciplines your players. But then I think it's good because the next guy steps up, so it builds more chem because different guys are playing with each other.
And as we've said over and again, as a coach and as a player forever, you want deep, good chemistry, but depth as we head toward playoff time.
Oh, yeah, especially. If you can have 3 solid lines going into the playoffs, there's not much better than you can do than that.
All right. Fresh sheet of ice, fresh 15 on the clock. Still got zeros, and the big hitting continues along the near wall here.
Oh, my goodness. Jack DeFries just got flipped into the penalty box. Holy moly.
And then rudely treated on the far side was McLaughlin. No, not McLaughlin, my bad, Canton. Uh-oh, a little bit of a mini breakaway there. Well, the always fast skating Benkin. He had that beautiful, sensational goal to finish it off, and we got a whistle, and we're going to have a tripping call coming up.
Oh, it's going to be on Lebelzik here.
Or is it going to be on Cade Tripp? No, Cade looks like he's going to the box, so, your brother going to the penalty box. He got high honors, or made honor roll either way. And, that's the punishment you get for making high honors, apparently, or honor roll is trip to the penalty box.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think his stick just kind of caught with his skate at the wrong time there.
Nonetheless, we will have our first power play of the game, the afternoon today, and it goes toward the Kings. And they were able to tee things up, get their spacing right. Oh, that one doesn't slip away, goes all the way back to corner. Able to corral it right there is Tessier. He's probing the wing right there, gets it top side. Oh, and that's a great wrist and an awesome screen inside. I don't know if it was tipped or not, but Ryan Boylan was screening the goalie, and that was nicely set up.
Yeah. Great shot there by Ken to beat Gantner 5-hole.
Tough right there with only a few seconds had come off the 5-on-4. And the Kings, again, surprising us a little bit with a 1-0 lead here. Still plenty of time to make things happen here. And
well, that gives a team life.
I mean, all 3 of Trinity's games last week were close ones, and doesn't look like this one's going to be. Looks like it's going to be a 4th in a row here with the way things are going.
Well, Braden Lebelzik, you know Bryson Lebelzik pretty well. What's he thinking right now? Wow, that one rings iron off the stick of Lucier.
Oh, here's a chance for the Kings.
Fast skating, getting back is Soroy, and he's able to break things up, and then Gantner has to make another save. So what's your brother thinking right now?
I think that's a lousy mistake, and it leads to a goal. Unfortunately, that's what I would guess he'd be thinking. That's what I would be thinking, but again, I don't really know what he'd be thinking here, Rich.
Does he have a short memory?
I hope so. We're going to find out.
Well, his brother has short memory. You have to if you're a goaltender. So let's find out. All right, here we go. 12:25 on the clock. Trinity now down 1-0 here after that power play goal by the Kings. That one skirts across the crease and out. Dangerous for the moment, but keeping it in right there, getting tripped, but nothing. Do we have a penalty?
We do.
Yep, we do have a trip.
Well, the return of Max Bolio comes into play right there with getting that tripping call, and heading to the box is going to be Frank Tessier.
Well, that's one way to get yourself back into it, right? Is keep hard work. That was good hard work at the blue line, and Tessier had to reach.
Yeah, we'll see what the Pioneer power play is made of.
And kind of a little too much ISO, in my opinion, right there, Bells. I feel like I understand you're getting past some players here, making some moves, but next thing you know, the puck goes the other way. But here he comes again.
All right, Bullia looks like he's eager to make an impact. That one goes off the pads of Roberge, who kicked that one out. It was a dangerous location, but it skirts all the way down the ice. And Soroy is back there to pick it up and set things up again. Speeding through is Hurley. Ooh, a nice stick right there by Canton. That one ricochets that puck up and into the netting at 11:28, 1:18 remaining in the penalty.
Feels like we've called Canton's name a few times tonight, Rich. He's been everywhere.
He's busy. There are a couple guys who distinguish themselves on this team. Valakanis is one of them. Tessier, always around. Tyler Canton. And then, Johnny Nasura plays hard as anybody. All right. Trinity wins the draw, looking to set things up. Top of the mark right there. Wow, a little bit of a quick wrister by Benkin. Oh, and that one squirts through the legs of Benkin and back down. And Gantner's got to tap it out to the speeding number 12 as we get under a minute remaining in this power play. They've gotten 3 shots on goal in this power play so far. Bells, one thing they've been able to do pretty well is set up things, right?
Yeah, the Pioneer power play has been deadly this year. Unfortunately, they can't really set up right now, Rich. So we don't really know how deadly this power play is going to be if they can't set it up.
Here comes an opportunity right there. That one finds it. It's blocked in tight right there by Ty Adams. Lots of good spacing right here, and that one finds its way to the pads, and rescued from the jaws of disaster. And there he is. Canton is always around that puck, and he deflects one on the way in too. 14 seconds left on the power play. Yeah, wow, a little more ice monsters. That'll wind us out of it, most likely. 5 seconds remaining. One last gas for the Pioneers, playing 5-on-4. That one hits the side of the post, and for the moment,
oh, it's in!
The bouncing puck chipped in. Can't wait to see who got the honors here in traffic. Was it Lucier?
It looks like it's Siskovic.
Siskovic, yeah. And we were talking, he works hard. He's not the biggest guy on the ice, but boy, huge heart.
Obviously now back-to-back games with the goals, scoring his first varsity goal against the Astros on Monday night. So good for you, Siskovic. Attaboy.
And that was not a power play goal. It had just been released. So 1-1 we stand after a pair of goals in rapid succession here inside our first 5 minutes of the second period. Good checking right there, courtesy of McLaughlin. And here comes Nasura, giving chase, and he finds some ice monsters, goes down to his backside, has to get up in the scramble right there, and that allows Trinity to try to exit the zone, and they do. The speeding Buckley carries it away for the moment, and getting it on his tape in tight. Good job right there by Maher to try to create something deep. And it's moored in the checking zone for the moment. Maher's got it. Gets it outside, stays in the zone. That one goes off the stick of Sloper and up.
What a wild 6 minutes of play here. Both teams getting goals. Both teams trying to get the upper hand. And now a full course yard sale here of new players, new lines. And we'll see what Max Bullia can do with this faceoff.
Trinity's been pretty darn good at the dot. 8:57 remaining here in the second. We're tied up at 1, courtesy of 2 quick goals in the first 5 minutes of the second period. One on a power play for the Kings, and one just after power play had lapsed for Trinity. Nice pass up to the inside zone, but good job getting a stick on it by Centorino. Oh, missing the puck, missing the tape right there. able to hang on to it were the Pioneers, and the speeding Centurino comes down. He's got a chance with that puck going a little wide of the crease right there. Roberge was sliding pipe to pipe. Pretty good position, but Centurino making good things happen.
Tough times for the Kings in the neutral zone right now. They're really not having some trouble getting it deep down into the zone.
Yeah, and then it comes back into their defensive zone over and over again. And that, Bells, you and I talked about it a couple times last week, but certainly in our first frame, that wears you out.
Yeah, I think that the momentum is kind of in the Pioneers' favor here, Rich. Obviously, it seems like the Kings can't even get the puck in the Pioneers' zone, and obviously it's going to come back down to the Pioneers' zone now with that icing. But, yeah, I think it's just been a tough period so far, or ever since that goal, rather, for the Kings.
Well, sometimes a response is like that, but you know what I kind of noticed when that first Kings goal happened, I think Trinity said, let's up the energy here. And their forechecking started happening. They're doing well in the neutral zone, and that's getting a lot of puck time back in their offensive zone. Ooh, that was a quick draw right there, and able to steer that one to the side was Gantner. Good stick rate work, both squads right there, as it finally exits the D zone for the Pios. Nice cross-ice pass, good stick work again. Good skating by Benkin, but back down we go. And your brother is on the mark there to collect that puck after it was iced at the 7:05 mark. Bells, you were noting, looking up in the stands here, got a little bit of hockey greatness in attendance here today.
Yeah, obviously, Rich, with the McDonough brothers here, Hubie and Kyle. Obviously, Kyle being the inspiration for the movie Happy Gilmore, and Hubie obviously playing in the NHL.
There we go. And no relation to me, I will say that. All right, 7 minutes even remaining in the second. Whoa, and then was lifting puck, went right into Roberge's mitt.
Yeah, great save there by Roberge. Glove was at 3 o'clock, perfect save.
Nice. Then Kyle Heavey, we've got some star quality kicking off game 2, right?
Yeah, Todd Angeli, the Boston Bruins national anthem singer, will be here as he's got a little bit of a break in time. He'll be here in Manchester today, and then he'll also be in Durham for the Providence versus UNH game on Friday at the Whittemore Center. So
pretty special.
As a graduate of Plymouth State University, so he's got some New Hampshire roots all through and through.
Loving it. 6:35 on the clock. Leave it to Kyle Heavey to get you some Jeopardy quality information there. All right, this one goes all the way to the corner. Hot pursuit is O'Connor.
Take that, Ken Jennings.
I still watch the show. It's a lot of fun. All right, this one goes, speaking of a lot of fun, goes to the corner, wrestled out of there by DeFreitas. Lucier is able to carry it away. He's got 3 Kings in front of him, but he's a speedy, shifty skater, and he gets away, crosses centers to the slot right there. Couldn't get it on his tape there was Wojcicki.
I agree with Frank Tessier there. It seems very questionable for an offsides, but either way, come down right in front of us here with under 6 minutes to go.
Just got the back of the skate blade where it doesn't need to be. 5:56 on the clock, Bells. It's hard to tag it all up, isn't it?
Yeah, especially there. I mean, obviously, I think that's just kind of the calls we're going to get with this officiating crew tonight.
All right, Sloper rockets one in, steered aside again by Gantner, who's been playing well. And Sloper's got it back, gets it up to the top side of the slot. That one ricochets across diagonally and up into the netting, and we'll have yet another drop, this time to Gantner's right side. 5:35 remaining in the second. Again, Manchester 7-7, 6-6 in D1 play, 7th in the NHIAA standings right now, 10th in the Hockey Night in Boston poll, and Trinity at number 2 in both the standings and poll. Meaningful as we jockey toward and 2-4 position. Bells, you've been there as tournament time is upon us soon.
Always the best time of year, Rich.
Lots of fun. Whoa, that one lifted up and over. Nice little play there by Bullio, who's been skating like a man possessed after he got out of the box from the first period. 5:12 on the clock as Roberge has to freeze this one, and we get a student body change. Back to the pair of 10s. Tessier lining up against Hurley, familiar foes. On the drop, nice. Good poke right there, courtesy of Boylan to redirect that puck. That was headed for the cage and Roberge. 5 minutes even now. All right, Trinity's got to look at it, trying to get to the bottom of the slot. Good job by Canton to get a stick on that one and steer it aside. That one's trouble. Oh, it goes across the Roberge's goal mouth right there. Had to look at it for a moment where the Pioneers, but this one is golfed up and out there.
Yeah, I mean, it took Manchester 3 tries to finally get it out of the zone, as Pioneers were doing a great job of just putting it right there, but no icing called there, so Manchester will get a change. And
rough estimate, Bells. I think it's Trinity time of possession here, 2-1 in this frame.
Yeah, I'm thinking so, Rich. Ever since that goal, Trinity has just been all gas, no brakes.
Centorino with some nifty skating right there. It stays in the zone yet again. Wow, that one had to look at it with Centorino. He's a cage hawk right now, looking to create as we drop below 4, 3:55 remaining in our second period here at JFK. Benkin just golfed that one in. It goes behind the cage, and the fight is on. The goal-scoring Siskovic corralled it for a second. It goes up to Lucier, top of the slot. He gets a good look at it, but it goes wide. And his brother's waiting in the wings. Can't get that one on the tape, and it rolls free. And here comes Bro to Bro, centering pass, and a second look at it. And there he is. Is that Siski?
Looks
or
like it's
do we have a
Benkin.
deflection?
I think it's going to be Benkin here, Rich.
Yeah,
it looks like his
Siskovic.
arms went up first.
Lucier's working hard. Siskovic, we always know how he works. And then, yeah, Benkin is waiting there to tip that one in. Boy, that was a really good sequence for Trinity, and I think part of it was that time of possession had Manchester totally gassed, Bells.
Yeah, I think so. Obviously, with Benkin being a defenseman, too, kind of shocking, Rich. I feel like we've called his name a few times when he scored, so good for Benkin.
Hard-working goal. Matt make it 2-1. We're going to give that assist to Siskovic as well. And at least one Lucier. Might be 3 assists on that one informally, Bells.
It could have been everybody on the ice there, Rich. We don't know where that puck was.
But it was relentless pressure and relentless retrieving in that one. And here he comes again. Wow. Boy, Siskovic is skating his tail off right now, Bells.
Yeah, he's been everywhere tonight, Rich. He's kind of been like Tyler Can for the Kings.
Yeah.
They haven't really called his name as much as Can, but it seems like he's been everywhere. And when they're in the offensive zone, he's been where he needs to be. Taking
pucks, poking things loose, creating little opportunities for his line mates. Really an outstanding game for number 18. 2:46 as we get this drop to Roberge's left, our camera's right. And going to the dot right there is McLaughlin, teeing it up against Therian. Speeding away with it for the moment was Tessier, but he was getting some back checking. Whoa, that one almost gave a little chin music. Buckley looking like he felt like he dodged a bullet right there. Oh, this one just slips the zone and out, and having to wrestle that one back down is Valakanis. 2:12 on the clock. Trinity up 2-1, courtesy of a couple goals here in the second. All the scoring has come in this second frame after we had zeros on the board after our first. Good keep in right there by Soroy.
Oh.
Boy, that one goes all the way into the pads and stays in somehow. I thought that was going up into the rafters. Long diagonal pass picked up, unable to tag it up after Leroux intercepted that one, so we'll have the drop right outside the blue. $1:46 on the clock here in the second.
Yeah, Leroux kind of unaware that Buckley wasn't on sides there, unfortunately.
They lay down. Good hit, though.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
Obviously, he was after the play and could have cost the team 2 minutes, but thankfully all was good.
All right, so Roy's forcing the action right now. He golfs that one into the far corner. I would call that dumping in deep. Uh-oh, trying to make a play right here is Nasura. Had that one taken away, but he's there again. Goes way high and way down, and having to get that down on the crouch right there was Gantner coming up with another save. $1:20 now on the clock here in our second period. This one chipped off the glass for the moment, staying in as it has been so much, and Leroux was able to keep that one alive and golf that one into Roberge's pad. He has to freeze it up at the 1:10 remaining mark.
Yeah, full-on line change here, and that line did a phenomenal job of really keeping the pressure on the Kings, and now it's the top line, so we'll see if they can do the same. Oh, unfortunately, called a hand pass on your brother there. Bryson just hit it out of the air, and it went to a teammate and considered a hand pass, which...
So he looks frustrated right now.
And unfortunately, this is going to go all the way down because of that hand pass.
Oh, so unfair. He didn't mean to. He wanted to catch the puck.
Braden Lebelzik, how tall is Bryson?
Oh, Bryson, I would say, is maybe 6'3", maybe
Okay,
6'4".
Yeah, he's a real rangy skater.
I know. I wish I would have got some of that height.
Me too.
Yeah, my grandfather was pretty tall. Ben Lebelzik. I think he was around 6'3", 6'4".
All right. Yeah, my dad's pretty tall. I don't know what happened to me. I'm 5'9". I could dunk a basketball in my prime, though.
Hey, there we go.
How about that? Carrying it away here. Good play right there behind there by Lucier to force that action. Nice tape-to-tape pass. Lucier's got it now, trailed by Siskovic. Wow, fast skating, and that one ricochets off the front and out. 30 seconds remaining. That was his biggest burst of the night, I think, Bells.
Yeah, I think so. Almost getting by the Kings defenseman there. Unfortunately, just hits the outside of the net.
Yeah, all three guys, he dusted them. Pretty good high-low pick action, checking action right there. Oh, poking through the 5-hole, trying to create. Lucier's there as a sprawling shot at it, and then a miss, a swing and a miss by Siskovic. Siskovic and Lucier are wreaking havoc right now.
Yeah, it looks like Lucier tried to go 5-hole, but Rovers just shut the door and said no.
Wow, Lucier, the other Lucier, with a big wind-up from the blue line, and that'll wind us out of our second period. Exciting action here in the second, fellas. What do you think?
It's going to be a wild third period here to see who will get this victory. Manchester took the lead. They know what they can do on the power play. It's just a matter of can Trinity stay out of the box and keep this one-goal lead.
And the close game that that we discussed in the first frame, Bells, has come to fruition so far. So you got the crystal ball of the night, Braden Lebelzik. And I'm Rich McDonough for Manchester Public Television. Kyle Heavey on the camera producing. And we're going to take 12 minutes here. They're going to Zamboni this place up, and we are set up for a real good third frame here at JFK. Get something cold or hot, and we'll see you on the backside, folks. Glad you're with us. And welcome back, everybody. Manchester Public Television presenting NHIAA Boys D1 Hockey. Great game so far here as the quote-unquote visiting Manchester Kings got the first goal of the game to make it 1-0, but then Trinity punched back with two of its own to make it 2-1, and that's where we stand headed into the third period, folks, in this very meaningful game. Rich McDonough, Kyle Heavey, Braden Lebelzik in for the ride. Bells, very busy, entertaining second frame.
Yeah, Rich, obviously, as we kind of have actually, no, we don't, but I thought Nasor was going to get that puck. But, yeah, very entertaining game, very back and forth, I'd say, so far.
And Kyle Heavey, man in our camera. Wow, that's a great piece of skating right there by Lucier, unable to find the tape, but DeFreitas, who had a great look at it on the backside. Wow. Trinity skating well. They really amped it up, I'd say, halfway through that second period, Bells. And that momentum is carrying over as Lucier introduces himself to Cade Tripp yet again.
Yeah, it's a tough spot right there. Cade was trying his best to keep that in the zone, just wasn't able to, but at the same time, Lucier was ready to go the opposite way and make it a 2-goal game. Yeah, a lot of these players know each other, certainly from growing up. I know that Zdeno Chara used to have the Big Z Challenge here in Manchester, and a lot of these Cade Tripp and Bryson Lebelzik were all there for the meetings Zdeno Chara and when he was here with his dentist was the one in Manchester. So it was I don't remember his name off the top of my head, but I know I went to a number of events with Zdeno Chara, which made me really feel like a small man.
Was he 6'9"?
He was 6'8".
6'8".
Was he 6'9" on skates?
He was like 6'11" on skates.
6'11" on skates.
Almost sounds like a line from Fletch, the great movie with Chevy Chase in it.
But 260 pounds. I mean, he was quite a beast. And now what's going on here? It looks like K-Trip is gonna get himself a little 2-minute breather here in the penalty box. Waiting to see what this call is. Elbowing, it looks like to be the call. And also, Max Bolio is making a trip. I didn't really see that as well. So,
I wonder if this is front sportsmanlike conduct, Kyle. That's what I'm thinking.
That's possible.
Yeah, they were getting into it. The fisticuffs continued, shall we say? So they'll both sit and they'll skate 5-on-5. 13:45 in the third period.
Well, Max, after sitting the whole entire first period, now will get another 2 minutes of sitting here in the third. Frank Tessier, though, not sitting at all, wants to tie up this game.
All right, that one crosses the entire rink. And over that ice is real fast right now. The Zamboni machine just finished up, so the puck will be flying around. This one flies into the skates of the waiting Lebelzik and outside and through the zones. And we will have an icing. Haven't had too many icings tonight.
It's been kind of a nice thing, too. I feel like these games have been going quite quick, at least here. I mean, these two teams will also face each other on December, February 28th, a Saturday game. It'll be senior night with a number of seniors for both teams. I think it's a combination of, 18 or something like that.
And that'll wind out the season.
That's true. It'll be the last regular season game of the year, and we'll look forward to covering that. And Rich, you're more than welcome if you're not busy on that Saturday, as it's going to be a good one here.
I might be down in Connecticut doing a lacrosse doubleheader.
That's a pretty exciting day.
We'll see, though. Don't have it set in stone yet. All right, this one mired for the moment behind the cage. Wow! Oh, wait, a nice diagonal pass from bottom to the opposite slot. And waiting there is, holy cow, I tell you, Lucier, when those fellas get things going, they can get busy. But I tell you, taking the worst of that right there was, looked like Valakanas. Yeah, he's got to skate off, get a few small repairs. That'll keep the trainer busy for now.
Good deflection off the boards. Obviously, these two teams, home ice might be in the side of Trinity, but at the same time, they all practice here at the same time, so they know which boards to hit off of.
Sure. Uh-oh. Able to corral it right there. Good job getting back by Ty Adams, and he is harassed by DeFreitas trying to turn his way around. 11:52. 3:10 gone in our third period. It continues to be 2-1 in favor of the Pioneers, who are looking to go 11-3-1 overall and 9-2-1. They're trailing the still undefeated Concord and defending champ Concord Crimson Tide, who is terrific as they were last year, are even better this year. They went 22-2 last year. They're looking to run the tables.
And we did get some clarification, guys, on the first goal by Trinity. It was Siskevich that got credited with the goal and not Lucas Olette. I don't know if we have that or not. I'm looking at the assist was from Kaylin Lucier.
Right. I had it down as 18-7, but
okay, that's why I'm making sure we had
question marks all over, and I'm glad we got the official scorebook on that. Good to know. We like to give credit where credit is due. But that was a log jam out there, so it was hard to figure out who did what. Great job cycling back by Tessier. And he just can't keep that on his tape. That's tough.
Yeah, I heard the stick hitting the ice that someone wanted that shot.
Yep.
Just did not get a chance to.
Golfed in by the waiting DeFreitas so they can get fresh legs out in the backside, and they do. But here comes Tripp, and he wrists that one high and hard. and it goes right up into the catching glove of Gantner, who's played himself a pretty good game, Bells.
Yeah, I would say so, Rich. Obviously only allowing 1 goal, I would say is pretty good for a freshman.
Well, we certainly like that. And there's depth that we were talking about, Braden Lebelzik. You got a terrific junior goaltender in Runzello, and then here comes Gantner playing like an upperclassman when he's been called to task. That's a pretty special combo. Yeah,
now that you even mentioned this, Rich, I mean, Trinity has 3 lines of defense or 3 lines of pairings for D that they rotate. I know they rotate some guys in and out of that third line there, like Buckley, Maher, Siskevich sometimes. But, yeah, guys like that, I mean, they just have a lot of depth, which is really good.
Well, it's a good recipe when you have a good record and you're headed for tournament time. And here, heading for the goal right there is Hurley, and he gets all the way in, drops it on pad, and it goes to corner. Good steer to the corner on his own right from Roberge.
Playing a little soccer here, trying to get it past whatever way possible.
Looks like one of those kiddie lacrosse scrums. Wow, unable to get it out of the zone, and Roberge has to corral it yet again. 9:35. I don't know if you guys have witnessed those youth lacrosse ground ball chases, but sometimes you have 8 kids around it, and it's just stuck in the mud, basically. It's funny.
Yeah, you got to teach them to rake.
Yeah, we teach them not to rake
Or
now.
not to rake. Sorry, you got to scoop it, not rake. My bad.
Rake, go ahead and rake it at the college level because you got every other tool in the book. But I want you guys to run through the ball at a certain level. Once you become experts, you can rake to your heart's content. All right, 9:15 on the clock, 2-1.
Hit off the referee.
Yeah, that was out of my sight line. Kyle Heavey, you're a tall guy. Whoa, backside, going backhanded is Lucier. Great skating. He's so crafty coming down the slot and then banking.
Oh!
And there it is.
Siskevich,
who is playing himself a monster game.
Wow. Not bad, guys. 2 goals and an assist in the game.
I think I might know who my first star of the game is.
The way things are going, this is looking pretty good. Still 9 minutes to go, so Manchester has plenty of time. Obviously, their lone goal was off the power play, so we'll see what they can do here with trying to add another.
And Bells, he's got the puck right now. Tristan Lucier, great skating and hustle to set that last sequence up there.
Yeah, obviously that kind of helps too, playing on the.
And there he is!
Oh,
backing up the slot. Well done.
Wow, this line today, man. Holy moly.
Yeah. Continuing that sensational play that they had to fight through that comeback against Hanover.
Yeah, like we mentioned, Rich, obviously the Lucier line has been killing it.
And
they will take a breather here and after 2 goals really quickly in a matter of 15 seconds.
And I've seen Concord play a bunch of times this year, and their first line, whoa! Little turnover right there. Who's got it? Johnny on the spot is Vadis. Couldn't get that one. It's towed away. Nice job by Gantner. Going to the ice right there unexpectedly was O'Connor.
Good one-timer there, yeah.
Yep, exactly. Vadis is playing hard right now.
Ty Adams with a nice move.
Tripp getting all the way into the goal mouth, whistled up at 8:02. I didn't catch that whistle.
No, that's why I'm trying to. Goal mount. Okay.
Yep, there we go. But I was saying, guys, I've seen Concord a number of times. Their first line is outstanding. When this line is playing at the level they've been playing, they're right there. It's just a question of depth, as Braden Lebelzik pointed out.
Yeah, I think so, Rich. I think you have a really good point there. Obviously, the Lucier line has been killing it this year. I think with Siskevich on that line now, it benefits him. I think it benefits both the Luciers.
Yeah, exactly. It lets them eat. And Siskevich is so hard-working. Just a blue-collar, gritty player. I love that.
Yeah, it adds another head to the two-headed monster, Rich.
Uh-oh. Got a breakaway. Oh, and unable to keep it on his tape was Maher right there. Reaching for it just outside his grasp.
Oh, kind of a, yeah, I was going to say a weird spot right there. You got to call that icing. There's not really a chance to get it, even though if Trinity had touched it, it would have been offside. So,
and Eric Sandstrom, the trail right there, whistled that one down. 7:25 remaining. Some rapid-fire goals, 15 seconds apart, gave us 2 more in the third period here, and it's 4-1 Trinity going away at the moment. But 7:21, plenty of hockey to play. A little big windup right there, courtesy of Bellio, who has been up and down the ice, but he's also been up and down on that bench, missing that first frame and part of the second with the penalty, I think. Uh-oh, that one gets all the way into Gantner. He couldn't find the puck for a second, but coming away with it is LaRoe.
that's got to be a tough feeling right there, Bells, when you know you saved it, but where is it?
Yeah, those dribblers, man. Those dribblers are killer.
Uh-oh, wow!
Oh!
Poke through by Centorino and then finished with authority by Max Bellio. And whatever he was doing early, he's got himself back in rhythm now, Bells. You gotta like seeing that.
Yeah, that was a great shot there by Bolio, right over Roberge's shoulder. Now it's a 5-1 lead for the Pioneers.
And now the top line will come back into play, and you know that Siskevich is looking to get himself a hat trick here.
Keep your eyes peeled for number 18. Hardest working man in show business right now, a la James Brown. And there he is. He's man in the puck right now. It goes all the way into the zone and down to the corner, chases on. Wow, that one was interesting shot. Finds its way all the way into Gantner's pads and out. And here comes Lucier. And Siskevich is trailing. Oh, bottom of the slot. Jetman just missed him. I think the odds are pretty high that he's going to get that third. He keeps skating like this. He's trailing yet again. Puck is loose. He's on it. He's got it. And this one goes away, squirts away, ricochets off the half wall and out. I tell you, Ryan Boylan was gassed after that shift right there. 5:50 on the clock, 5-1 in favor of Trinity. Really leaving no doubt once it got things rolling. That was off the stick of DeSisto and ricochets out and down.
Well, extracurricular activities going on behind the scenes.
And Wojcicki taking, whoa! Yawning goal right there. Roberge able to, that was 3 saves in rapid fire order. Hacking away with it.
Hey,
Meyer, and now
it.
all the hard work pays off. And there we have it.
Therian with the goal there, fellas. Great shot to beat Roberge low.
And setting it up, though, Maher with all that hard work. I mean, he just didn't, it was a relentless, I wouldn't give up on that play. Just kept it chipping and chopping away at it. Roberge made a few great saves right there, but, you know, it's an avalanche at times, right, Bells?
Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes the cookie just crumbles, and that's just what happened there, unfortunately.
Yeah, 6 unanswered goals here, and it seems like as soon as the Kings went up 1-0, it was just, time to turn it on, boys. Let's go to work.
Yeah, Trinity just said, no, we're going to put it in the next gear, and that's what they've done. And they're looking like a Final Four team. I think we've known that. We've seen it evolving, but they're leaving no doubt here. Well, that's a pretty good skate and way to rip that up into the pads, and sealing off that pipe there was Gantner yet again. That one chipped all the way into Roberge's crease and out, and ricochets off the back wall and up. As we wind down toward 4 minutes remaining, I tell you, Trinity playing really well, but guess what greets them? They've got to go on the road for their next 4 games with number 4 BG, number 10 Salem, number 9 Hanover, and then number 11 Exeter, who just kind of slipped a bit in the polls but it's a quality team who's beaten two of the better teams in the state. That's a tough road right there, Bells.
Yeah, I would say so. Obviously, the Pioneers kind of being lucky, I think, with their schedule, with obviously being home for most of the season here, Rich. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens when they go on the road.
And for their part, the Kings are home for 3. Number 9, Hanover, they get to see them again. 12, Bedford, and then 10, Salem. So manageable games right there. They can get some points and get themselves locked in as we head toward tournament time. That'll mean a lot for the Kings.
Yeah, I would say so, Rich. Obviously, I think you need every single point you can get at this point in the season.
And then, part of the factor is quality wins. That's why you get your points. You're beating playoff caliber teams, and you get a little bit of goose in the standings. It's not just mere wins and losses. It used to drive me bonkers when I was coaching lacrosse here in New Hampshire. It's like you feel like you were doing great at 10-4, for example, and that is doing well, but quality wins are important, and it probably ends up a very good system, Bells.
Yeah, I think so, Rich. Obviously, it's good for morale. It's good for momentum. It's good for all those things.
Sure. And Kyle Heavey, you've seen a lot of hockey in your time, particularly these Trinity fellas and the Kings, but you saw Trinity just miss on the tournament last year. That was tough. They got things rolling now, buddy.
Yeah, it almost feels like it was we can't have this again for these seniors. I've been able to watch them for 3 years, 4 years, Bells, really, and to watch someone like Connor Hurley be able to grow and get so much stronger and more agile and really be the captain for a reason. It's kind of been fun to watch these guys grow, and we'll see what they can do here as we end the season.
Wow, that's a big look at it. Great skating by Tessier, and that just goes right off the highest part of that glass right there as we hit the 2:30 mark at JFK. Well, we've got familiar foes coming up in Game 2, folks, as the Bedford Bulldogs girls team travels down here yet again, only 1 week after they were here to see the Queens and laid a 10-3 win on them. We'll see what the Queens can do. Talented goalie. They're going to need her tonight. And that one gets all the way into the chest protector right there, and Gantner tracked that down real well. Good vision.
I actually wasn't really sure where it was. No one seemed to be reacting at all, and everyone went for a line change instead. So Ganter's just standing there like, I have the puck, guys.
Yeah, he's kind of nodding, going, hey, it's not luck. I knew it all along. You take your luck, though, right, Bells?
Yeah, of course. Obviously, you got to keep the puck out of the net. But Kyle, I did want to build off something you said just a few moments ago of these the seniors now, some of the seniors that have been here all 4 years, like a Luke Boucher or Connor Hurley or Bryson LaBelzic or other guys that I can't really think of at the moment, but they've been here, they've really trusted the process, and they've built their way up in the depth chart, and it's showing.
Don't know what that whistle was there, guys.
Oh, Brady Soroy, we can't leave him out. He does a lot of the glue things, doesn't he, Bells? I mean, you played with him. I mean, maybe he's not getting top minutes, but when he's out there, he's there. He's on the puck. He's forcing something. I love players like that.
Yeah, obviously he's a great talent, but I think even Rich, behind the scenes, he's a great locker room guy. All the guys love him. He controls the music in the locker room. So he's all around just a good team player.
So he's a senior and he's a DJ.
Hell yeah.
All right, we like that. But I've always liked his game in the 3.5 years I've been doing this with you guys, and meaningful player.
Even another guy, Rich, like Andrew Lewis. Obviously, the kid's not going to play a ton, but he's been here all 4 years, and he's really stuck to the process.
And it's been sad to see some seniors for the Kings as well. Logan Parsons, who is out with an injury for the rest of the year a cast. So
wrist injury, was it?
Yeah. So it's always tough to, hope for the best and get some guys that centering feed that can stay healthy. That's the thing is, that's a big defenseman who is out for the rest of the year, who is still on the bench trying to help out, but you know that he would be better on the ice. 56 seconds ago, though, Rich, and, well, don't really have to warm up the bus when you're already at home, I guess.
Just warm up the car.
There you go. Ooh, a little slash right there.
Some guys getting some minutes here, like Gentis just came in. He had a shot there, and Gantner steered that one, froze it up there, 37.4.
Yeah, it looks like the puck kind of got caught up there with Marcus DeSisto, the defenseman. It looks like it kind of got caught up in his cage, Rich.
In what?
I think the puck kind of got caught up in his cage.
Oh, yeah, I've had a lacrosse ball ricochet up in there and hit the chin.
Ooh.
Does not feel good.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. It didn't diminish how handsome I am. Or my ego. Anyway, 20 seconds left, all over but the crying here. And there we got a trip. Wow, what timing on that one. And I tell you, so frustrating, I think, right there. I couldn't see who it is.
14 seconds ago.
How does he say his name? Do you remember?
Mason Wasieko.
Wasieko. Okay, gotcha. I was close. But that's tough when you get a penalty with 14 seconds left. You just want to get to the locker room.
Well, the Kings are 1 for 1. Let's see if they can go 2 for 2.
They led this game 1-0 after their power play goal, only 17 seconds in. And that was the first goal of the game, as you know. And it has been all Trinity ever since. 6 straight goals for the Pios. And appropriately, Gantner steers another one away from the cage and out. He played a very good game. But once facing that 1-goal deficit, we've been noting the Pioneers just kicked it into the next gear.
Yeah, obviously a come-from-behind win in some ways, Rich, with obviously the Kings scoring the first goal. But yeah, the Pioneers, once they scored that first goal, it was all gas, no brakes, and they were just pedal to the metal.
Matt Tafe almost found himself the ice monster down there. Kyle Heavey, thoughts as we exit?
Well, a 6-1 victory is certainly helpful as Trinity keeps going with able to score a lot of goals, and now we got to go through our 3 stars of the game. And, Siskevich, obviously, with the 2 goals and assists, really kind of...
And just a monster game skating today.
Michael Ganter, I got to give him some love, too, as he was able to get a number of quality saves. And that leaves us with the 3rd star, which is a tough spot right here to decide who should get it.
I think I'm going to go Tristan Lucier. Obviously, with 2. Actually, he didn't score a goal and with an assist, so we'll give it to Tristan.
Sure. But, hey, Kyle Heavey, you got 2 goalies as your broadcast partners here, so anytime we see a goalie get 2nd star of the game, we're good with that, eh, Bells?
Yeah, I think so, Rich.
All right.
Obviously, we got to love the goalie love.
Well, everybody come back for game 2. Kyle Heavey, take us home.
Yeah, thank you guys for saving me as the goalies. That's Rich McDonough and Braden Lebelzik. For Executive Director Jason Cody, Operations Specialist Joe Lar, Operations Assistant Brendan McCormick. My name is Kyle Heavey. We're going to keep the guys on the ice here as they're going to get a picture with Todd Angeli all together here.
That's
so
exciting.
We'll see what kind of happens here with seeing someone as famous as Todd out here on the ice. But
and you're going to get some ice cam, aren't you?
We're going to try to get some ice cam here.
There we go.
And get Todd actually singing on the ice. We're going to see what the carpet is, but we're going to be back here in just a few moments here for Bedford and Manchester Girls Hockey Division 1. So thank you all very much for watching. We'll see you again soon.